What is going on tonight, everybody? What is happening? This is something that could be potentially huge. If you don't know me, I love things that have to do with Don't Starve Together. As I make multiple videos on YouTube about it, you know that I'm always interested in some weird potential things that are happening. Okay, so it's a Saturday night. I'm chilling, not doing anything, and basically watching Vox Machina's last 3 episodes. Out of the corner of my eye, I see something that got recommended to me on Twitter. None other than A Cult of the Lamb. Now, Cult of the Lamb is a game that I actually own. I've never truthfully played it. I bought the game, didn't play it, but whatever. When the game originally came out, it had a bunch of glitches and blah, 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 blah. So I left it alone. Anyways, this is something that got seen by a ton of people, and I guess I'm probably one of the last to see it, but nonetheless, here we go. Near or far for you my heart yearns. I'd suffer and starve, but my love will still burn. At Clay, you're in my cult. Okay, and there's a picture of Willow. Well, this is pretty interesting because, of course, certain companies and, devs, they talk to each other over Twitter, joking around, like you see NZXT and G Fuel talking all the time and laughing it up. So, of course, it's interesting. But then this happens. Okay, what is this? Well, Clay tweets this, 3 hearts, 3 fires, and basically no audio. And I don't know who made this animation. I'm guessing it's probably some sort of thing from Cult of the Lamb, but I'll explain the video here in a second. And it showcases, obviously, somebody getting their fortune told, and it says, "You set my world on fire." Now, here's the thing. If you've ever played Cult of the Lamb, you know a few different things about the game, and let's talk about that right now and why this is so crazy. Okay, so let's talk about why this is freaking nuts. 2 companies talking back to back. When did we see this last time? Well, none other than when Don't Starve Together had a little bit of an interaction with Terraria, and guess what? We ended up having a collab. This is something that is freaking nuts because this is not necessarily a fortune being told, but it's, your tarot cards, which usually tell you something that's going to happen in your near future. It's also a Valentine's thing. And we all know Valentine's is right around the corner. So this could be what we've been waiting for, that Clay has said we've never done anything like this before. And this is where the fun begins. And I might be completely wrong. I don't know if this is happening, but if it is, this means that from the very beginning, listen to this. Okay, Cult of the Lamb, as you know, if you've ever played it, it's a kind of a roguelike game where you go around and fun stuff happens, interactions happen that are a lot more weird and quirky than normal for like a cute little game like this. But it caught the world by storm because it was one of the cutest games to come out, with almost that feel of Binding of Isaac, but with different animations and all this stuff. And it just overall grew as a game. The thing about it is, though, what is it? It's, yes, almost a dungeon crawler where you go into different interactions and you fight different things and you go through a dungeon. This is a dungeon thing that I've been talking about since 2018 for Don't Starve Together, how I said I've always loved to see dungeons in DST. I've said it from the beginning. I've made multiple things on the forums about it, basically putting the fact that we should have dungeons in Don't Starve Together. There makes no sense why we don't have them. Now, of course, Clay has been MIA for a while. They've been kind of giving us a lot of different things and doing things here and there. But behind the scenes, they've stated there's something coming up that we are very excited about that we can't talk about yet. Things that they're saying that we would love to tell you, but we can't. Why can't they tell us? Why can't they give us a smidge of information? Is it entirely possible because we're about to experience another awesome collab? We all know when Terraria and Don't Starve Together work together, I should say Clay and the creators of Terraria, when they worked together, we know that those games helped each other out, as it boosted tons of sales between both of the games. They both went on sale at the same time, and they both probably brought in record numbers for players coming into the game. I, for one, loved it. The skins were amazing, and none other than the actual new bosses and items that got added to the games were also cool too. Then you go over to Terraria, and you have a whole new way of playing Terraria that was not there before. Now you have Cult of the Lamb that could have a little bit part of maybe even Willow getting added into it, a new character that can run around and cause chaos. And then on the reverse, entirely possible, we can see some dungeons getting added into DST. Maybe they're not going to be called Cult of the Lamb, but they could be called Cult of the Blank and literally be added into the game. This would make a huge amount of smiles on my face because I've said this so much before that dungeons in DST belong in there. There's no reason why we could not have an actual interaction where you jump into a dungeon, and if you die, you lose all of your stuff, and if you get in there and you win, you get an awesome item at the end, and it's all randomized. Multiple things being thrown at you, just like kind of how it is in Hamlet. You don't really know what's going on until you get some awesome items in there and return them to an NPC and blah, 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 blah. Never played Hamlet. I would highly suggest taking a look at it because that's kind of what I'm referring to. But otherwise, I don't know what's happening. This is all speculation as it's just 2 tweets on Twitter, which could very well just be them being funny. I don't think so, though. This is a very interesting interaction because just a few days before Valentine's Day this happens, this could all make sense why the drops got extended to a certain period of time to kind of keep us interested, and behind the scenes, we cannot know nothing, and this could be why. Let me know in the comments what you think because this is getting me so excited. 1, because it's another collab that could be amazing, and 2, because it could very well mean that we finally get the dungeons that I've wanted since day 1. Now, I'm not being selfish here and saying this was my idea and all that stuff, but I will like to stress that sometimes when you put ideas out there and they get smashed into the ground, and then you find out that some people actually like that, it makes you feel pretty happy. So let's wait and see. Let's wait and see how this ends up boiling over and maybe makes a nice little dragon pie for each of us to take a bite of. And honestly, I really think that if this happens, no matter what they do, if it's dungeons or not, it's still going to be epic because crossovers always make the games even more exciting and just add a lot of stuff to it. I love the Terraria crossover last time, so let's make that again. If we do, I don't know. If they don't, it's okay. Nonetheless, let them interact with each other. But this could be something. Last time we said this, we were all right across the board, and everybody knew about it kind of behind the scenes because we've seen multiple different things kind of show up. This is just something random that happened over the weekend 6 hours ago. And guess what? It could very well mean the future of a collaboration between Cult of the Lamb and Don't Starve Together. Let me know down in the comments what you think and what you're hopeful for because I am hopeful for literally anything. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next one.